saying it was that special part of must have found someone I do.
All right, all right, all right. Hello, hello, Miami. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you who are still out there at the bar, hanging out by the bar, if you're here for serious business, make sure you come this way. I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight on a Wednesday. If you're here, that means you're just ready to level up in your life in every single area of your life. This is my passion, okay? So right now, my heart feels complete, fulfilled, and full of joy. What I want to do for the community is just add value, and that's why we're here. That's why every single month for the last 3 years, except during the pandemic, obviously, there was only 4 months that I didn't have Epic Talks. But guess what started happening? My battery started to drain because I needed this. I needed connection. I needed human connection. I needed to surround myself with people that were creating amazing things in their lives. So I started finding art galleries that were letting me, obviously without anybody knowing. It was like a secret. And I would hit up my community, and for those people who were afraid to come, they wouldn't show up. For those that weren't afraid of COVID, they showed up. And I wasn't going to allow my dream to die. We should never allow our dreams to die, right? We work too hard to get to where we are at for us to give up when things get hard. Okay, how many the first time that you're here tonight? Wow. Can we give it up for the first timers? Yes, that's amazing. I love it. And let me tell you something. Once you come to Epic Talks, you get addicted, and you're not going to stop coming back. I can guarantee that. You guys agree with me? Yeah, my inner circle members? Yes? Just to share a little bit about my story, I think where we come is important. A lot of people love to shy away from their journey because they're embarrassed of it. My story has created who I am. I was a foster child. I was born to heroin-addicted parents. I went into the foster care system at the age of 3. I never met anything. I was a black family. I've been on my own since I was 15 years old. I lived outside of a Walmart parking lot in my Toyota Corolla under a camera because I knew there was cameras there, and if something happened, they would have it on tape. I was kicked out of high school and told by my principal that I was just another Latina statistic who never amount to anything. And here I am, sharing my story, wanting to make a difference, and wanting to inspire you guys to step into the greatest version of yourself. That's why we're here. And I want to talk about the importance of building relationships. You're just one person away from a completely different life. I'm sorry, we have some women standing here. Can we get a chair for them? Anybody has a chair available next to them that we can get some chairs? My team, anybody in my team, can we get some chairs for the ladies standing over here, please? Thank you. So, the power of building relationships is what's changed my life. You're one person away from a completely different business. You're one person away from a completely different life. You never know who's sitting next to you, okay? I have some incredible human beings in this room that have helped me take my life and my business to the next level. We have 7, 8-figure business entrepreneurs that are service to the community. If you're looking to level up in your life, connect with people. How many of you got the cards in the beginning of the room at the table? Anybody got the cards? No? You should have all gotten the cards? Yes. Next time that's going to happen. What's up, team? So these cards that are supposed to go around and introducing yourself to people and saying who you are, what do you do for a living, and how can you support them, or what do you need support with. That's one of the most important things, because people are asking for support. If I didn't ask for support, we wouldn't have this. Ooh, the wrong slide here, sorry. Gio, can I get you? I'm going to go ahead and start my presentation to talk about this. We got Jen Gottlieb here. Thank you. So does anybody know who this is right here? Do you know what this is? That's my first Epic Talks. All right. I remember thinking of the idea. I was walking over the Brickell Bridge. I was in medical sales at the time. Let me tell you, orthopedic surgeons can be a pain in and I was I was going through the journey of personal development, and I just wanted something more out of life. And I can go on just not finding community that I wanted to collaborate with. So I reached out to her, I asked her if she wanted to speak at my first event. In 3 days, I got her flyer. I went all over downtown. I went all over Brickell. My first event was 15 people. 8 of them were my friends. People were up, but this right there, where you guys see, I felt that this was my calling. I'm supposed to share my story. I'm a foster child that was supposed to not amount to anything, and I wanted to inspire the world with my story. Then I've become an author, a fitness champion, and I literally have the #1 networking in Miami every single power of building relationships. How did I build this event that every month around 100 to 150 people show up? This month is going to bring on my stage. What? Relationships being of service, okay? Everyone starts somewhere. The room that you guys see in the bottom right there, that's where I first started Epic Talks. We outgrew that. You see on the top is 10x, the 10x growth. I'm telling you, that's going to be me one day. That's the dream. And so with you guys, bring up the panel is, this is me with Dana White. He's one of the sponsors tonight. Dana White, president of US. A couple months ago at his office, and he loves what I'm doing with Epic Talks, and he was like, I want to be one of your sponsors. He just launched a whiskey brand called Howler Whiskey. For those VIPs, we have some specialty drinks over there for you guys. And every year we have some hats for you guys and Howler Whiskey shirts. All you have to do, picture with a hat or shirt, tag Dina and Howler Whiskey and Epic Talks. We're all going to repost you guys. Building relationships. From a place of service. This is a big guy. Here, brand. So I'm excited about that. I want to go ahead and share about a bit about my just launched the Inner Circle membership for Epic Talks. Where are my Inner Circle members? Yes. So every single month, we don't just get together like this. We also have dinners and we also have adventures. The dinners are more intimate. You get to know more about each other's businesses, where people need support, who can we connect to get to the next level. We also have adventures. First adventure is going to be actually this Saturday, where we're going to go jet skiing, yacht masterminds, which we already had one, top golf, and all these amazing things, but you get to do it with all a community of high performers. More about this once Jen Gottlieb is done. Everyone an opportunity to join this community as well. And let me just go ahead and hopefully, I'm hoping this video is going to play just to give you guys an idea of the Epic Talks Inner Circle. We got masterminds. We have networking, obviously, every single month for the people who are community. You have access to all of our network. The dinners are incredible. I've seen some people lead their lives in the last couple of months because they're in the community. We have experiences. We did one a couple weeks ago, and we're giving people to basically find investors, connect to the right people. You're also I'm super excited about that, and that's what you get for being part of the Epic community. If you have any questions about that, you afterwards. So now we're getting ready for the panelists. These guys have taken the time from their busy schedules to come and show up and show support to talk. So we're going to go ahead and bring them. Gio, can I get some extra mics, please? Thank you so much. We got Alex from Sorry, Sorry about that. That was new. Hustle Inspires. Phil, thank you so much for your time. Just come up on stage. We have Aldo with 3.5 million subscribers on YouTube, 606 million views on YouTube.
All right, all right.
We have Tyler, the founder of Authors Unite. Tyler, where are you? Yes, awesome. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and ask them a couple of questions, and then I'm going to give the audience an opportunity to ask them questions. This is an amazing opportunity. These are serial entrepreneurs that I'm excited to have on stage, and they're taking businesses to the next level. Whatever after the panel, feel free to stand up and ask. Can you go ahead and share with the audience a little bit about you and what do you do and what you're up to right now?
First and foremost, myself, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting Epic Talks. I've been in the Epic Talks community for a while now. Incredible job. Grown through so many locations, so many partnerships, incredible things. Thank you for creating an environment for us to learn from each other. Really appreciate that. A little bit about me. I'm Alex Quin. I'm a marketer. I help scale brands, personal brands. I have magazine, Contrast magazine, where we feature artists in the American and Latin space. Scale to 6 to 7 figures, using paid digital strategy. So I hope an incredible team here, my business partner, director, and we're here to answer any questions.
Awesome. Can we get Alex?
Hey guys. First,
Yes.
so a little bit about myself. I'm from Canada. I'm a YouTuber, so I grew my channel, and I'm a landlord. And today, how you can grow a YouTube channel is something that took a really long time to be able to figure it out. Nobody really tells you what to do or how to do it. You kind of stumble, get in trouble along the way. So I don't even like. I'm gonna tell you my story. You guys learn something.
Thank you, Aldo, for being here. Can we give it up for Aldo?
So I did Malitz's book, so that's kind of a start.
He made me a bestseller in like 9 hours.
Helping hit all the bestseller lists from New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Amazon. There's major, and helping them write the book and publish it as well. And yeah, I lived in Kitchener for a year. I'm sure you're aware of that place. So I am a look at it that way.
All right, then welcome to Epic Talks. Thank you for taking the twice already.
Yes.
Thank
Oh yeah,
you.
and I was speaker at the second one. I think
Second
it was
Epic
second
Talk ever, yeah.
So come a long way.
Yeah. All right. So since you have the microphone, Tyler, let's go ahead and start with you. Can you tell us more about Authors Unite and how you started?
Yeah. So you go back to Canada. So when I my second year of college, I read 4-Hour Work Week by Tim Ferriss. I'm sure a lot of you in the audience are familiar with that book. Changed my life completely. The part of changed my life, talking about like worst scenario, right? So when you're thinking about taking a risk, if you will, a lot of times the mind will the negative that could happen, right? So that was dropping out of college. It felt like I could die, like if I failed or something like that. Then I realized working, moving back to my parents and having my mom cook me amazing dinners at school, which was all. So, school, wrote a book, it became a bestseller, and 10 years later, we've over 2 and yeah, that's started it. Yeah.
Amazing. I want to ask you, number one marketing message for business.
I think people grow businesses simplifying. I think all that's great, and I've seen it work for people. For me, I just used relationship. This, Melitza's event, right? Like this is all about relationship. And so what I would recommend, say if you're starting a business, for me, I'll use myself as an example. We are more focused on the book marketing side. So book publishers, ghostwriters, editors, and PR agencies. Just I think Jen, that's what I would say, kind of what she does. Like we would be a great partner, even though we offer some of the same things. I can help her clients get to the seller list, and she could help my clients maybe get featured in Forbes or something like that. So I scaled that. I realized is a lot of people have a few referral partners. So I have over 10,000, and that's because my team reaches out to publishers, editors, ghostwriters, and PR agencies every week, and then we hop on calls with them or interview them on my podcast, build relationship, and then we create a partnership with them. So you can do that at scale. There's no risk. There's no ad spend, and that's how I've grown the business to 8 figures simply by partnerships.
One of your strengths has been building your business through podcasting. So how did you do that?
Yeah, so this is, you can reach out to somebody and ask them to hop on a call. Sometimes that works. You reach out to them to come on your podcast. That almost always works. So I try the method of a 20-minute call first. That I say, come on my podcast for an hour, build the relationship, and then I say, let's just say you're a ghostwriter. I could refer to you, you could refer to me, and then we partnership like that.
Amazing. And you started the podcast how many years ago?
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago. 4 years
And
ago.
how many interviews you have so far?
It's around 1900 in that range.
That's impressive. That's awesome. All right. Thank you, Tyler. That was great information. So let's pass it over to Aldo. What's the number one mistake you see people making when trying to become a YouTuber?
I think a lot of people try to be too original, and that's probably like because people say like be original, make your own content. The way the YouTube algorithm actually works is like if you guys have ever been on your phone and like you've watched a video, next thing you know you're like, oh wait a minute, why is this video suggesting like a video that's similar to what I just watched? So on YouTube, that's how it works. If you're making something completely original that nobody's ever seen, nobody's gonna get recommended that video because it's too different from anything that they're watching. So you need to kind of find a target niche that is getting a lot of views, that has an audience. That way when you upload a video, it's recommended to somebody because it's like, hey, you watched this video, you should watch this video, you might like it. Because that's the whole goal of YouTube, is to try to suggest you things that you think you're actually going to watch.
Awesome. Awesome. That's great information. I do have a question because I recently saw one of your videos, and I'm trying to figure out how in the world you pulled this off. I want you to tell the story. He went into a Walmart when it was closed with his a location in, what do you call that?
Yeah, before.
Yeah, he built a toilet paper for it, and he hid in there with his buddy until he could. Tell us a little bit about that.
So that was my first viral video. I was going to do a bunch of videos, and none of them were working. And I saw this thing was trending. You got to stay overnight somewhere, and I was like, wow, let's try it. So, okay. So we went, and it was like almost closing time, and you guys have all probably been to the toilet paper section. I'm sure with COVID, everybody's stocking up. Anyways, so we're like, all right, this is a good spot. We made a little toilet paper before. We hit it, and
4 hours later.
Yeah, I was like terrified. And as the time went by, like, wow, we're actually doing this. Then like around midnight, we're like, is there anybody here? Like, start walking around. Hey, my buddy, it's cool. Nothing's going on. And then we see like a security guard. I think he's running. And then next thing you know, he's like, we go out the fire exit, and then the fire alarm goes off. Yeah, that's my first fire video.
Yes, give it for Aldo. 4 hours. They were literally. You guys watch this video. He was crawling out of the toilet. My legs are killing me. It was pretty. That was awesome. I saw the picture in my head. How long does it take take to build a channel, a YouTube channel?
That's a hard question. It took me so I started making videos when I was 16. I'm 28 now. Took me 7 years to get my first viral video. Because like I said, nobody's really telling you what to do. You're kind of just stumbling and trying to figure it out. So it took me 7 years. Maybe it'll take you guys a lot faster if you know what you're doing or if somebody's helping you. Right now, if I were to help somebody, it would take them a lot faster. Like I help people and faster, so I get to know it. But I say keep trying to get it.
Well, so how do you come up with the ideas of creating one?
So ironically, like if you were to guess, like between you and yourself, like okay, what's the number one thing that like viral video? Like think about it for like 5 seconds. It's actually research, and a lot of people don't realize this. Is you gotta like research again what I was talking about before. What are people looking for? It's all about like supply and demand. Like okay, what are people demanding to see? Like when I in my video is the 24-hour challenge, like you gotta go sleep somewhere overnight and then else. It was high in demand. Like people were like, oh my God, like go to like Legoland, go to SeaWorld, go to like Universal, blah blah blah. But the problem is the supply was really low, which means that not a lot of YouTubers were willing to go and take that risk. So you gotta find an area where like demand is high, so people want to see this type of thing, but supply is also low. Like so, another mistake people make is they just go on the trending section. The problem with that is the supply is way too high, which means too many people can like go on the trending section. Anybody with a camera can just try to make a gaming video, for example. So when it's too easy to make the video, you're probably not going to get recommended because there's way too many content creators like uploading. So I don't remember the question, but
No, no, you completely answered it. So how do you find the videos that are? How do you come up with the idea? Okay, I'm gonna create. How do you find it on YouTube? Like how to create a viral video?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. I guess.
Yeah.
So first thing is you gotta like. Okay, there's a saying: success leaves clues. Like I said before, like don't try to be too original. When you're starting out, you wanna like have like some role models. So like to give this advice, like to make it even more specific. Let's say you want to make scary content, which is what I do. It's not really scary, but it's supposed to be scary. Anyways, so a lot of scary content comes from like movies or it comes from gaming, big gamers. So what I would do is I would subscribe to a bunch of them and then so like 8 YouTubers, 10 YouTubers who are really big in the space and then see what they're uploading and see what's getting the most views and then try to put your own spin on it. Because that way, you know, number one, people are looking for it, so the demand is there. And number two, when all their audience watches it and you make a video that's kind of similar, it's going to like recommend it to their audience if you do a well enough video. So that's what I said.
All right, thank you. What is the hardest part about YouTube?
The hardest part about YouTube is, yeah, definitely the algorithm. And the thing about the algorithm is people kind of like romanticize their ideas too much. What I mean specifically is, like, let's say they have this idea of like, all right, like, okay, I'm gonna like do a bunch of these videos. They'll like take too long on one video because we all heard the saying, quality over quantity. Well, on YouTube, that's not the case. On YouTube, it's quality, quantity. Like you have to be really fast, but it also has to be really good. Like let's say you find something that's trending. If you take a week to upload, like too bad, it's gone. Like the ship has sailed. There's like 1,000 other people who are like desperate, who are like thinking about YouTube 24/7, and they've already all uploaded. So you missed your boat. On YouTube, you gotta be like really fast, but also upload like decent enough content. And I'd say that's a mistake. They take too long.
Love it. Speed, right?
Yeah, that exactly.
So last question: what is your next viral video? Like, what are you planning to do? Can you give us a little secret?
Stay tuned.
Okay. Make sure you guys follow Aldo on his YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel again?
Aldo's World.
Aldo's World and Instagram?
Aldo's World 007.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All right. Alex, last but not least. I love it because Tyler and Alex, they have been coming to Epic Talk since we started. So thank you guys so much for the support. I love that.
I'm pumped to be here.
Yeah, you've been part of this journey. Thank you so much. All right. So, Alex, you're huge into PR. You're the creator of Hustle Inspires Hustle. You're the owner of the magazine now, and you've interviewed Grant Cardone. You've interviewed all these amazing pop stars, these Fonzie recently, other celebrities. And thank you again for being here. So I want to know what is authority hijacking? Because when you mentioned that to me, I didn't know what you were talking about.
Yeah, authority hijacking is something probably in the last 2 years, learned from one of my mentors, Jeremy Haynes. And it essentially has a lot to do with collaboration. You're not hijacking anything. You're not really stealing anything. Ultimately, what we're all doing here tonight is we're meeting with each other, we're creating value, we're figuring out ways to help each other. During the time of the pandemic and even before, we saw a spike in collaborations between brands and people engaging with each other. These brands are using each other's fame, influence, track record, and experience to make those audiences, to bring attention to each other. What essentially authority hijacking is in the public speaking world, in the PR world, and in the entertainment industry is aligning with people who are doing incredible things, collabing with people like you were mentioning, ways to be able to potentially work with Jen. Her audience pushes you, your audience pushes them, and you guys provide value for each other. There's ways to do it, and there's ways not to do it, right? What you want to do is you want to be known for something that you actually did, for actually having helped people, for actually bringing something to the table, not just going to an event, taking a picture with somebody and saying that you're doing business with them. That's essentially something that you want to stay away from. But essentially, authority hijacking is when people see you associate with people of other brands, of other industries that are leading industries, they automatically may assume that you're somebody that could be trusted, that you're somebody that's in the industry, that's somebody that is actually a power player, and that helps you elevate your social status within a specific echo chamber.
So basically just building relationships.
And actually bringing value, So when you're seeing with people,
building and bringing value,
people,
exactly. Yeah, being of service, that's like, I think is truly one of the #1 keys to building a successful business. Right. What is the press usually looking to talk about right now?
Well, everybody usually have an incredible story. I have a great story, fantastic story, and this is what the press hears all the time. You have to put yourself in their shoes. And what the press is most of the time looking to talk about is what's new, what's popping. They're looking to feature things and people that are breaking barriers. You're looking to start a business, looking to maybe push your personal brand in the press. You have to talk about what value you're bringing to the reader. Is this just about me versus how can I help you?
Support again, yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. And anything in business, you actually want to walk the walk, talk the talk. And it's important for you to approach the press in that way. There's several ways to approach the press. You could approach editors. You could find them on LinkedIn. You could find them on Clubhouse. It's very easy to find editors on Clubhouse, on Instagram. You could pitch them a story that actually brings value to their audience. It's not just flexing a ton of your stats. Or you could work with, you just have to know how to approach the press.
Love that. Thank you. That's great. The best way to generate publicity for my brand, what would it be?
The best way to generate publicity for your brand is to collaborate, to be out there, to get your product or service enhanced, to get people actually using it, talking about it, experiencing it, and documenting that. However you can. You don't need a Hollywood production to talk about your product. You just need to talk about your product. YouTube is a great tool for you to be able to do that through keywords, through many things that YouTube is able to help you with, through writing books, through a lot of things that we're learning here today, just sharing content about your business, about how people are benefiting from your business is ultimately what's going to get you that type of attention. Things that are trending, it's very important, right? A lot of these press outlets are copying each other all the time, right? And if you set a nice trend, people will start talking about that and you start seeing it on other outlets. You just have to, if you're going to come into a business, you have to, and you're going to come into a category, you have to understand your value proposition. Like, what are you doing differently than other people?
Yeah, what's value proposition?
Your value proposition is who are you as a business, what are you bringing to the table, and what makes you different than everybody else? Why am I shopping with you? Why am I going to spend my money with you versus everybody else that's offering the same thing? If you come into a category of business and you're offering something completely new or with a twist, that's something that the press, media, influencers, different type of people are going to want to talk about. It's going to make it easier for you to be able to share your message.
Do you think it's important to create a media kit in order to approach them, or you don't need that?
It's absolutely very important to have a media kit. Media kit is something that has helped me tremendously. For my podcast, we've had 77 guests. We've had Grant Cardone, Randy Zuckerberg, Andy Frisella. We've had a ton of guests. And that helps a lot. Something that really helps a lot, and you guys should note this down if you're not using the software, loom.com, Loom.com. You could literally open a pitch deck, start the Loom plugin on your Chrome browser. It'll start recording you plus the screen, and you can literally go over your pitch deck. Because a lot of people send pitch decks, and they think that the person reading it is going to understand it the way they do because they're so in it. But a lot of the times, it's just a PDF to them with a bunch of information. So if you're able to give a lot of context with your voice, with your video, you're going to get a lot further. When you're trying to book guests on your podcast, when you're trying to book leads for your business, it's important to have that personal touch and for people to see that you're really talking to them directly.
That's great information. I've used Loom before. It's amazing. Yeah. I use it with my team. What's the best way to make the news?
The best way to make the news, again, just touching base on what we were talking about before. Think about your service. Think about your business. Think about something that nobody's done before. Have a really nice value proposition. Have something that other people aren't for the customer. Do something that people are afraid to do because they don't want to have to put the time, they don't want to have to put the effort into it, and associate with other brands. Get your products in hands. Get people talking about your products because it's easier for people to talk about your product or feature your product in the press or in the media if you have resources, credible resources, blogs, videos, YouTubes. If you don't have all the time to do that, try to get on podcasts. Reach out to podcasters. We know podcasting is a great platform to be able to connect with other people or really break the ice. If you're really able to tell your full story in a podcast, you send that to a reporter, you send that to a writer, you send that to a blogger, that gives them a much better idea than maybe just a pitch deck or you just quickly saying, hey, I want to get featured on Forbes. Okay, people send it to me all the time. I write on Forbes, I write on 1:37 p.m., I write on a ton of other press outlets. People just reach out to me, I want to be on Forbes. Well, for what do you want to be on Forbes? Like, who are you? What are you doing? How are you helping people? Why would people want to read about you? It's not about being rude or not wanting to feature people, but it's you have to come correct at people so you make it super easy for them to say yes to you. It's like undoubtedly like they're going to say yes because you're so prepared and you have so much track record, so much references to be able to bounce off of.
I love that. And I think it's so important to, when you're also reaching out to people, besides telling them that you want to be on Forbes, you want to do something, be like asking them, how can I support you with what you're doing, right? Yeah. I have so many people, literally 10 messages a week that I get from people, how can I be a speaker on Epic Talks? Not one person has ever attended my event, number one, or asked me how they can support me with my event, but they want to be on my stage.
What does your audience want to learn about? Like,
you know
they just want to be seen on stage, take a picture. Exactly. Authority hijacking the wrong way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I love it. Before we go to questions from the audience, I'm going to ask you one more question. What is brand voice?
Brand voice goes back to also value proposition. Like, how do you speak to your brand? There's brands that choose to speak to people differently. Some brands are blunt. Some brands are funny. Some brands are strictly informative and professional. But ultimately, your brand voice is how you speak to the end consumer, what you're telling them, what you're teaching them, how you want to be known, right? Chipotle is a great one. I always talk about it. They're super funny on social media. Slim Jim is also super funny on Instagram and other platforms. They're funny with their comments. That's their brand voice. They're comical. They're cool. They engage with their audience. You have to choose. You got to read the room. You got to know your room and know how you speak to them and base your brand off that. Base your brand, base your communications, your banners, your posters, your headline, whatever it is, however you're communicating your podcast, having that tone of voice, having that type of communication, that slang, however it is that your echo chamber talks or communicates, be able to mirror that so they feel like they can relate to you.
I love that. I love that. Thank you so much for all that
No
knowledge.
problem.
Can we give it up for the panel really quick? These are gentlemen that can literally help you take your business to the next level, and they're here to be of service. And we're getting ready for some questions from the audience. We're going to go ahead and take 4 questions right now. Let's go ahead. Tamara first, and then Brett will go with you. Can we get a mic runner, please? Tamara.
Hi, everyone. Actually, I wasn't going to ask a question, but I felt inspired, so here it goes. My name is Tamara. I'm a senior technical project manager at NBC Talk, but I'm also a writer. And in my journey, I have talked to a lot of people that either written books or in the process of writing a book, to publishers. You guessed it right. Question for Tyler. So one of the publishing companies have told me that the book that I'm writing will be really hard to preserve my autonomy. So what I'm writing about is the story of the little girl that grew up in the post-Soviet Union and has experienced hardship in communist Russia. And a lot of the things that I want to talk about, unfortunately, in this climate, and I this question related to publishing, a lot of the things that I want to talk about controversial. So my question directly to you, Tyler, is when working with a publishing company, and I've been thinking about self-publishing, I even thought about my book as an autonomy, but I want to ask you, how do you preserve your autonomy?
That's a good question. Let me think about that for a second. Well, this is what I would say is, and it's the answer directly, but I think it will be helpful, is you want to share as much as you possibly can. Books that I've seen succeed the most are the most like raw and vulnerable books. So if a publisher is not going to accept your book based on content, then it's not the right publisher for you. I don't think you should change to by the publisher's rules. Good answer. All right. But so if that's the case, you should self-publish. But you know, try it out. But I just think that you know, raw. Give it everything you have and share everything you're willing to share, and that's a successful book. To give an example, I'm sure some of you have read this book by David Goggins, Can't Hurt Me. That's actually a self-published book. Scribe Media is the one that helped him write it. But you know, if you've read that book, the stories in it are crazy. Like that's why I'm talking about it right now. Like it's insane. So I would just say, share those stories and disregard a publisher, because we're in a time and place where you don't need a publisher, actually. Like you can do it on your own.
Awesome. Thank you, Tyler. All right, Brett, let's go with you.
Hey, what's up, Alex? What's up, Tyler and Aldo? Nice to meet you. This is to anyone, but specifically about podcasting. What are your tips to stand out in, let's say, a crowded market? Let's say you're even general marketing, or even getting a little more. It seems like everyone having a podcast. What are your ways now to stand out with podcasts?
Let's keep it to 1 minute, okay?
Well, there's several ways. I've made a lot of mistakes in my podcasting journey. I've had my podcast for 3 years now, and I'm about to launch a second, which Melissa brought up. One's in English, one's in Spanish. And what I've learned, really think about who you're bringing, because a lot of people start a podcast, they're excited, and they want to bring everyone on. And you have to understand the room. You have to understand your industry. You got to be able to read the room. You got to know what kind of people you're inviting on, and you know, how those people interact with each other. Do those people like each other? Or those people respectable? Are these people actually doing what they're doing? Once you figure that out, and actually have the right people on the podcast, you're going to have a filter. You're harder to get a hold of. You have more value. So we were talking about supply and demand, right? Another thing is that a lot of people look to create a lot of episodes and pump them out really fast, which is important because you want to keep your crowd engaged. But you know, one of the things you want to concentrate on while doing it is creating great content for your guests. So your guest actually is encouraged to share it, so you portray them correctly. Part of portraying them correctly is preparing correctly, knowing enough about them in order to make them look good, make them be able to voice their message correctly. Therefore, them being more likely to share it. Authority hijacking, people will want to be in it, right? That's extremely important, because a lot of people have a podcast where they post their episodes, or they post their content to the same people every week, and they're not putting attention to making sure that the person you're interviewing, or maybe if you just have a solo podcast, putting enough attention into distributing the right content or the right message to get people to be able to hook on. So it's have a good filter, understand who you're bringing on, understand your industry, understand what people you're bringing on your industry, and also, like, let's say you're inviting a big guest on your podcast and you're letting him know, hey, I brought this, and that person. Make sure that they maybe know each other, like each other, don't have any type of beef, because that's also a thing that people don't talk about. There's pressure in industries. There's shit that people don't talk about. You have to be able to read that room, and as long as you're able to read the room and understand the content that you're distributing, you're going to have a lot easier time standing out.
Thank you. That was the longest 1 minute ever.
I just want to add like one quick thing. So if you're like looking for like a category or like something specific, or like what niche should I be going into or whatever, also go back to like the whole supply and demand thing. I see a lot of podcasts that are like going big are ones that like people like really want them to talk about, but nobody's really talking about. Like, so that Call Her Daddy podcast went like viral because they were talking about like things nobody wants to talk about, like sexual stuff and like inappropriate, like all this stuff, and nobody was talking about but everybody wanted it. They brought it, and then it went viral. So I would say look for something that has like that, you know, like people want, but like nobody's really like doing it, kind of thing.
Awesome. Thank you. And Tamara, your story is powerful, and I truly believe that your truth will set you free. And by you sharing your story, you're going to empower people around the world, and you're going to transform people's lives. And there's people that are waiting to hear your story. So don't shy away from that. And I'm here to support you however you can. Jen here and all these people here, support you, whatever you need, I'm here for you. Okay. All right. One more question. Anybody? All right. What's your name? Sorry, I should have asked everyone's name.
Hi, good evening, Juliana. Thank you guys so much for all of your experience and speaking tonight. So one of my goals is I've always had it in me to write a children's book and get that into the hands of foster kids. And recently researching, children's books in general, it's a very competitive market. And I found it difficult to find out what makes a children's book kind of stand out. Is there anything in that, specific realm that you think, is beneficial, or how can you get it out there? Because it seems harder to do and market than adult books.
Yeah, so I'll do my best with this one. Out of the 2,000 plus books that we've done, we've probably only done like a dozen or so children's books. So it's definitely not our expertise, but I think what I would say is, like, essentially kind of like with the podcasting thing, is making it niche but also like different from the crowd. So and another way is kind of reverse engineer it. So you could go on Amazon and the top selling children's books and then kind of replicate it but within your own way. So I feel like that's not the best answer ever, but like that's how I would. And obviously illustrators actually for a children's book would self-publish, because right now Amazon and Ingram Spark and Lulu, these are like self-publishing platforms. They do not have the best printers ever. So for a children's book, like the illustrations, you obviously want them to be the best they possibly can. I wouldn't recommend that. I would recommend trying to get a traditional publisher or a local printer, and just making it look the best that you possibly can, and not going the self-publishing route for a children's book. So hopefully that was helpful.
That was helpful. Thank you, Tyler.
To add to that,
1 minute, please. If
you go on YouTube, I think there's like a children's section or something. You can actually see like the really, really viral children like songs. Some of them are like Coco Melon, or like even like the cartoons. So I would go on YouTube, go to like the children's section. A lot of them are like nursery rhymes as well, and you can use that to see like, okay, what's doing well, what's not doing as well, because some of these things have like billions of views, and even some of my videos come from like that type of stuff. So definitely check that out.
It's funny you bring that up, because I'm actually working on a children's book myself. We talked about that before we came on stage. I've been doing it for the past 2 years, and from that experience that I have, I can tell you one of the best things is, you brought up Amazon. Go on Amazon, look at children's books that you feel fall within your category. Go on the review and read all the bad reviews, so you know what parents don't want. Because you have to understand that you're making a children's book. It's for a kid and it's for the parent. The parent is buying it. The kid isn't buying the book. So if the parent is buying the book, it's because they want the kid to be entertained. They want the kid to learn a value. There's many reasons why. So first thing you could do is you could do an audit of a bunch of books, of the one-star reviews, what people don't want. And then go to the 5-star reviews. What are people looking for? What do they like? A lot of things that parents like with children's books is for the children's book not only to tell a story, but for it to have an activity, a coloring book, make the kid think, make the kid write something. I think that's one of the best things you could do to be able to stand out, because you already know what's working and not working in the market. And one of the biggest things in children's books right now is teaching, instilling values, teaching each other how to respect each other, how to mingle with others, how to understand that others are different and not everybody's going to be like you. Those are really important, and we just have to think, with all of us evolving, all of us understanding that the generations before us need to be well educated. Now younger people are thinking more about what we're telling the kids. What are we trying to give? It's not just about entertaining and making it funny and keeping them busy on an iPad, but what's staying with them in their heart as they grow, as they become teenagers, and as they become ultimately adults.
That's amazing. That was great advice. Give it up for the panel. Amazing. Thank you guys. Okay, so for those of you that have VIP or are part of the inner circle, after Jen Gottlieb is done and I end up closing out, the speakers are going to be in that VIP cabana up there. So you guys are more than welcome to go up there and speak to them and pick their brain a little bit more. So let's give it up for the panel once again. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Let's take a picture.
Yes, let's take a picture. Absolutely. Jen, come up here real quick. Yes.
Let the girls be in the middle. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Jen, stay up here since we have you up here. Absolutely.
Thank you.
The one and only Jen Gottlieb, actress. Yeah, stay right here. Yeah, take it. Okay. Yeah. VH1 host at one point. She's going to share a lot more about herself, but I'm excited to have her here. Thank you for taking the time. She flew in from New York City to be here with all of you and add value and teach you guys how to get on TV in 20 days or less. So let's go for it. Thank you for being here.
Let's go. Oh my gosh, clicker. Thank you. And are we all set here?
Yep, you should be good to the right. That one, there you
Oh,
go.
we are good. What's up, guys? Okay, just so you know, I don't do low energy, okay? So this is going to be a super interactive talk. We good? So I may say something up here and be like, yes or yes, guys, and you would say, yes. One more time. Oh, yes. Melissa. This is a good group. We're going to have a lot of fun. Okay, so hi, I'm Jen. Today we are going to talk about publicity. We're going to talk about credibility and authority and how you build it for your personal brand and how you can skyrocket your brand. Generate leads, generate sales, and most importantly, leave a legacy. Raise your hand if you want to leave a motherfucking legacy. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, so guys. How many of you, for reals, okay, I want you to raise your hand, have felt personally victimized by the Instagram algorithm? Raise your hand. Yes. Okay. Facebook, Instagram, I don't know about you, but I post things and people don't see them anymore. Like, I don't see the people that I want to follow anymore. It's just the algorithm's gotten a little crazy. It used to work. Be able to grow your brand and your organic audience through Instagram, through Facebook, even Facebook ads. Raise your hand if you're having a hard time with ad spend. I don't know about you. I mean, trying to figure out this algorithm is really difficult. Yes. What if I told you there was another way, though? Would you be interested? Okay, so we're going to go on a journey together. Morpheus is going to give us an option. We've got a blue pill and a red pill. The blue pill is very tasty and yummy. It's like a gummy bear, okay? It feels good. It's doing the same stuff we've always done. Being in our comfort zone, right? Trying to hack the Instagram algorithm, trying to write a post that maybe will get people's attention or post a photo that, oh, people are going to see this one. Okay, we can keep doing that again and again and again. Or we could take the red pill. The red pill would be going on a journey that nobody else is doing right now. It's when everybody else is zagging. And I know nobody sitting here right now has gotten to where you are by taking the blue pill. No? Yes? Anyone? So if you want to take the red pill and become a god, raise your hand. Up. Let me see you. It's kind of dark. All right. We're going on a journey. We're taking the red pill. So I want you to pay attention to the screen because these are all different headlines that have been trending over the last couple of days. And I want you to read them. And if you see a headline that you could speak to, I want you to say, yo, Jen, I see that. Say it. Anyone see something that they could speak to? Yes? Yes? Why has there never been a better time to encourage female founders? Every single woman in this room could speak to that, okay? So you could either try to hack the Instagram and Facebook algorithm, right? Or you could get billions of eyeballs through the power of mainstream media. And basically, what did we say? Authority hijack? I love that, Alex. Like authority hijacking? Hijack the authority of mainstream media outlets that get billions of views every single day. So let's pause for 1 second so you guys know who I am. You're like, who is this girl? Hi, I'm Jen. And I gave you a little QR code so you could just take your phone right now and you can scan it and we can become friends. And if you see something during this talk that you absolutely love, share it on Instagram. I'll reshare you and DM me anytime. Okay. So a little bit about me. I'm a former actress. I was in the Broadway national tour of The Wedding Singer. Anyone here see the movie The Wedding Singer? Yeah. And then I went and did this show on VH1 where I got to interview some of the biggest stars in the entire world. And I spent 14 seasons as this super blonde, leather pants wearing chick. And you may look at this time in my life, and if you were scrolling Instagram or Facebook and you knew me back then, you probably would have thought, oh man, that chick's got it all going on. She was on Broadway, she's on TV. But in reality, this girl could not be further from who I really was. And I was completely living out of alignment. And one of my favorite quotes of all time is sometimes shit has to happen so the shift can happen. Anybody? Anybody have shit happen in their life? Yeah, so the shift can happen. Yeah, so I believe that when you're out of alignment, the universe will come in and it'll smack you back into alignment, and a lot of the times it'll hurt. So while I was living a lie during that time in my life, the universe came in and was like, Within 1 week's time, boyfriend that I thought I was going to marry, I found out he was cheating on me with one of our friends. He left me, and I went from my $1 million apartment that I was living in with him to a tiny little bedroom with 6 other actors and a window that faced a wall. And at that same time, my TV show got canceled. I found myself no connections, no job, no money, severely bulimic, and in a really deep depression. And I knew that I needed to change at that moment in time. So I looked out that window. I remember I had this journal. I would write down, because I was not into personal development at this time. I knew nothing. Writing in my journal over and over and again. One day I'll know why this happened. One day I'll know why this happened. One day I'll know why this happened. And y'all, I didn't know why it happened for a very long time. But one day I woke up and I was like, this is it. I got to come out as myself. I have to start being me. And I have to do something that fills my soul. So I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur and literally make a shift. So I created a business all around health and wellness. I was like, this is cool. I know how to work out. I know how to help people. So let's try this out. But here's the thing. I knew nothing about marketing or business, entrepreneurship. I was an actress. What did I know? But the thing that I did know is about PR. And I knew how to leverage the media. So I knew that I had to shift the narrative from being heavy metal girl to being now fitness girl. So I leveraged the media to get TV and change the story. And I developed a really, really successful business really quickly. And then I met this guy. Anyone know Chris? Yeah. Chris Winfield, he's my fiance, my business partner, and we started Super Connector Media, and we do PR differently. And throughout this conversation today that we are having together, you are going to see how we do that. Any disruptors in the house? Who's disrupting shit? Yeah, I would say we're disrupting the PR industry. I'm going to show you how. These are some of our clients. I don't know if you recognize any of these people. Kevin Harrington, the original shark from Shark Tank, Dean Graziosi, Amy Porterfield. We represent some of the biggest personal brands in the entire world, and we help them get on television. And then we also have a really cool event in New York City called Unfair Advantage Live that I'll tell you more about later, where we teach entrepreneurs how to get to the media, and we also physically connect entrepreneurs, business owners, thought leaders to media in person. All right, let's dive into some content. I got a lot of stuff for you today, so if you have notebooks, get out your notebooks. I don't know if you can see. Take out your phones. Why publicity? Why now? Well, authority and credibility is your greatest asset. Okay? It solidifies you as the recognized expert. And when you are the recognized expert, you do not need to chase leads. Leads come to you. Think about any of the recognized experts in the space of anything. Think about health. When you think about health, Dr. Oz, he would be a recognized expert. I don't think he has to chase down clients. I don't think he has to chase down people to be on the show. When you become the recognized expert, you have power. Media does that for you. Earned media is free, y'all. Who likes free denied? Yes, it's free. So when I say earned media, there is paid media, Facebook ads, paid marketing, right? And there's earned media, and that is when a TV show or a publication asks you to be part of it because you have content. And it's easier to get media now than ever before, you guys. Because since the pandemic, all of the TV shows, all of the news stations, they're all doing their interviews via Zoom. So where before you had to get on an airplane, you had to stay at a hotel, you had to get called up and go to the studio, you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can literally do a national tour from your living room in your sweatpants. It's the greatest thing in the entire world. It is the best opportunity for all of you to get on TV right now. And it's the secret unfair advantage that none of your competitors are using right now. Let's zig when everybody else is zagging. Yes? Yes? Yes, okay. And it's the ultimate way to leave a legacy, because when you are talking to your grandkids when you're old and you're showing them what you used to do when you were an entrepreneur and you had a successful business, you're not going to be showing them the Facebook ads you created. You're going to be showing them your Forbes article. You're going to be showing them you on TV. This was me on TV, because that's the stuff that leaves the legacy. And last but not least, visibility is your responsibility. Because every single day that goes by that you are not making yourself visible to the people that you can help and the people that you can impact is another day that those people are going to go buy from someone else or listen to someone else or partner with someone else that's not as good as you and does not know as much as you, doesn't care as much as you, simply because they can't find you. So it's your responsibility to be seen. Yes or yes? Yes. Okay. There are 3 letters to live by when you are building a profitable brand. Are you ready for them? We're all going to join the CIA. And I want you to read these with me. Are you ready? Credibility. Yes? Influence. And authority. Amazing. Credibility, influence, and authority. We're going to dive into each one. Now, media will give you instant credibility. Man, street cred is all you need when you're building a business. I am telling you, once you have credibility, you have the secret. And I'm going to give you a perfect example of how I was able to do that with this Forbes feature. Okay? I got featured in Forbes. It was pretty dope. But let me tell you a really funny story. Thank you. About this Forbes feature. So this Forbes feature started off as an Instagram Live. I had this great idea for an Instagram Live, and I was going to talk about how to go out to events and connect in real life again after we've been in the pandemic, because people are uncomfortable in real life. So I was like, this is a great topic. This is going to go viral. Everyone's going to love this. I go live on Instagram. It was fine. You know, no one really shared it. Didn't really get that much engagement. But I was like, this is such a good idea. I want to help people with this. So I ended up pitching it to a relationship that I had at Forbes that I hadn't asked for anything in a long time. Pitched the same idea to Forbes. It turned into a Forbes article, and guess what happened? Just because of the credibility of Forbes on top of this was shared over 100 times on Instagram stories. And I want to talk about the importance of the engagement that I got, because not only do your community members, your clients, your customers love to brag about the fact that you have this unbelievable credibility and they hired you, because people love saying, I made an amazing decision. Your team members, the share in the middle, that's my assistant. She never shares my stuff, but because I was featured in Forbes, she was super excited and she shared my stuff. And then here's a text message from my parents. My parents don't understand what I do. They're like, Jen, yeah, you're really successful. We love it. Great job. They were like, oh, wow, look, incredible. I have to buy a few magazines. So proud of you, Jenny. Amazing. This is what happens when you're in the media. It's just something psychologically that changes in people's eyes when they see you. And you know when you're looking really good and an X happens to you? Oh, I know. Because like 6 X's came out of the woodwork when I was featured in Forbes. Congrats, Jenny. Congrats on the article. Good stuff. Loved it. Bye, Felicia. I'm engaged now. So let me talk about some ROI, because many people come to me like, ROI and PR. Oh, how do you? Okay, well, this Forbes article, because of the connections that I was able to make, because of all the shares that I got on social media from that article, all the connections I was able to make, and speaking at events and being able to put this up on the screen, people seeing how legitimate I am just from the credibility, the spend on this was free, right? I didn't spend any money to get this. Actually, it was an Instagram Live that got no engagement that I turned into a Forbes article. And then I ended up getting a couple emails like this. Saw your article on Forbes. Wanted to talk to someone on your team about doing PR for my company. Got this email. Hi, Jen. Congrats on the Forbes article. I'd love to talk to you. Get an intro call about PR. Show me the money. You guys want to know how much money I made off this article? $360,000 in 72 hours. Okay. Okay. Cool. All right. So let's go on a journey together. Let me show you what your customers see or think about or experience when we're talking about credibility and PR mainstream. So let's just go on a journey and envision that I'm looking for a copywriter. Okay, I've got a new website. I need an amazing copywriter. I go to my mastermind and I ask a couple of people in the mastermind, hey, do you know an awesome copywriter? I need someone. So I get 2 referrals. Okay, of them are named this Stefan Georgi. That's his name, okay? Both of them charge the exact same amount of money, and they both get the exact same amazing results, and they got great referrals from two awesome people. Cool. What's the first thing that I'm going to do when I get these two referrals? Anyone? I'm going to look them up. Who said that? Say it nice and loud. Look them up. Go to Google and I'm going to look them up. I'm going to go to their websites. Okay, so I go online and I go find Stefan Georgi #1, and his website looks like this. Super cute. Write better copy, level up your mindset. Amazing. Love it. Then I go and I look at Stefan Georgi #2, and his website looks like this. Stefan Georgi #1. Stefan Georgi #2, featured in Forbes, Business Insider, CNBC Grow. Who am I going to choose? Who am I going to call? 1 or 2? A little loud. 1 or 2? That's right. I didn't even do any research other than just look at 2 different photos, and we already automatically said 2. It's the power of credibility. You're shaking. I love you. What's your name? Let's get it, Max. Let's get it. Media instant influence. The I in CIA. Let's talk about influence. Influence is very important. I want to tell you a story about one of our clients, Lomi. So Lomi is super dope. It is a composter, the very first composter that can put in your kitchen, like put food in it, and it turns into dirt overnight. Pretty cool, right? Yeah, it is cool. So we started to get them a ton of media for launch. No one knew who Lomi was. And we got them at Fast Company. We got the CEO on TV a ton. But we got the attention of somebody very, 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 very influential. And this was our goal. And that person was Kourtney Kardashian. And we ended up getting Lomi featured in the Kardashian Christmas gift. This was absolutely epic. And then Life and Style did an entire article about this. Now, this is borrowed influence. This is authority hijacking. This is exactly what Alex was talking about. So you may not have influence, but you can get into the media and start creating that momentum and gaining the influence of people like that. Watch what happened to Lomi after they got the influence and they borrowed and they hijacked the authority of the Kardashians. So this was their Instagram following when we started working with them. And then right after that little gift situation, 113,000 on their Instagram. Yes, Melissa, I'll take it. Amazing. And then let's go even further. You can't even get a Lomi now. So as soon as that happened, they're completely sold out. There's a huge wait list. And that is what happens when you start to gain influence. Now, you can't just gain influence on your own. You have to borrow other people's stages. Media can help you do that. Who here wants to get their little blue check on Instagram? Raise your hand, nice and high. Yes? Yes. Instagram or media gets you verified. Instagram gets you verified too. But let me teach you how you get verified on Instagram and Facebook. An amazing time we live in, right? People will sincerely respect you and be interested in you just because you have a little blue check. And I know this for sure because I was at this party the other day and I was talking to this woman and she wanted absolutely nothing to do with me. She was doing that thing where, like the meerkat, looking over my shoulder for more important people to talk to. She didn't give a shit about me. And then it's like, let's exchange Instagram before we leave. And she looks at my Instagram, she sees my blue check, and she was like, oh, like all of a sudden she wanted to know me and she wanted to be my friend. And I was like, this is the power of credibility and influence. But I want you all to be able to get your blue check. And Instagram and Facebook understand the power of credibility and the power of mainstream media. The only way you can get verified on Instagram or Facebook is by we verify accounts that are featured in news sources. We don't consider paid or promotional content as news sources. This is directly from Instagram. You need to be able to show them that you are the bomb. We can all go on Instagram and Facebook and say that we're the bomb. We can all say we're awesome, but not all of us can have a trusted, verified source like the media say that we're awesome. And Instagram and Facebook know that. So if they're going to verify you, you need to be verified by somebody that is a little bit more trustworthy than just you. You get it? Cool. Great. Yeah, this is just an example. She got her blue check. She was like, important breaking news. Look what I just got. I'm like, oh my God, congrats. And then just at the bottom, I was like, how did you get it? She's like, I applied again just through settings. No idea what made the difference. They probably Googled me and saw the new Forbes article. And that's exactly what happened. All right. Super connector method. Are you guys ready to learn how you can get in the media in 20 days or less? Yes? Okay, let's dive in. Step number 1, you want to get clear. This goes for everything. If you don't know where you're going, you can't get there. So I want all of you super clear on a couple of things. These are the main questions that I get asked about media and clarity when it comes to where you want to be. So here we go. Where should I be featured? Many people come to me and they're like, Jen, okay, I know the TV show, I know Good Morning America, and Forbes, but I don't know. There's so much opportunity out there that you know exists, and you want to get super clear on where your specific clients, customers, and audience are watching and reading so that you can target them. You don't just want to like throw spaghetti at them, I'll just be anywhere, because that's not going to do anything for you. So how do you get really clear on where you want to be? Well, I want you to use FOMO as a tool. Now, I'm not talking about the type of FOMO that you feel when all your friends are at a party and you're like, oh my God, I'm FOMOing so hard. I'm talking about the type of FOMO that you feel when you open up social media, or maybe you turn on TV, or you open a magazine and you see someone maybe as a competitor or something similar to you, and they are getting featured in the media. And you were like, oh, that should be me. Anyone ever feel that? Anyone feel that FOMO? I call it fear of missed opportunity, right? You get that feeling in your gut where you're like, damn it, that should be me. Okay, well, you can either let that feeling take you down the rabbit hole of comparison and jealousy and all that bad stuff and just get completely stuck, or you can be grateful that that person is paving the way for you. They are showing you what's possible. They are showing you where you can be in the media. They're showing you who's reading about or talking about the topic that you talk about. So here's a great example of that. Let's say you see, who here knows Dan Fleischman? Yes, serial entrepreneur, angel investor, social media expert. He's one of our clients. He's absolutely amazing. And let's say you are on the internet and you're like, man, Dan Fleischman got featured in Rolling Stone. Gosh, I talk about similar stuff to Dan. I should be in Rolling Stone. You're starting to feel the jealousy, the FOMO. Instead of feeling like shit, go onto Google and Google Dan Fleischman in news. See what articles, like, what publications is he in? Who's writing about him? Who's talking about him? What writers and journalists are writing about the topic that you talk about? There's going to be so many different shows, publications, podcasts that maybe you didn't even know existed, but by following what Dan did, you're going to be able to see all of the opportunity that there is for you. You guys get that? It's so much more simple than you even think. Here's a great example. Like, here's one of Dan's insider articles. Like, I would go look at the woman that wrote that article, and I would go find her on LinkedIn if you talk about something similar to Dan. So think about who you are FOMOing over. Maybe it's Marie Forleo. Maybe it's Grant Cardone. You know, who does something similar to you? Go into Google News, search them, and go do your research and pitch those places. Cool? Great. Here, if you have a company, this is a great example from Everbowl. I don't know if you guys, Everbowl is an amazing company. They do like acai balls. Yeah. And you can go and just Google, look at all of these different places that they've been featured. You can go for pages and pages and pages. Those are all places that your company could also be featured in. Okay. Next question is, what stories do I tell? I think that you asked this question earlier. How do I figure out what the media wants to hear? Well, what makes people lean in? Remember I was telling you the story about the meerkat girl? Like, she was like, she didn't give a shit what I was talking about. Clearly that story I was telling, whatever I was talking about, was not a story. It was not interesting. So when people ask me, what stories do I tell in the media? I simply say, pay attention to when you're telling stories to people and you're talking about things and they actually physically lean in. There's two different things they can do. Their eyes can glaze over, they can get super bored and want to talk to somebody else. Or they can be like this. Oh my God, really? Oh my God, tell me more. That's so interesting. Because sometimes the stories that we tell are too close to us. And sometimes we think that our stories are super interesting and they're actually really boring. Or we think that the stories that we tell are really boring and no one wants to know about them, but they're actually really freaking cool and really impactful and people think that they're interesting. So figure out when people lean in, take those stories, put them in your back pocket, and remember that those are the interesting ones. And I'm going to give you an example. So, forever, I never wanted to talk about this. This was like when I started my new business and I, came out of the hole and became a fitness expert. I didn't want anybody to know that I was on VH1 because this was like my past life. Did anybody have something that they used to do that they were like, this has nothing to do with now and I don't want anybody to know about it? Yes. Okay. Well, I learned this was in fact the lean in story. This was the thing that everybody was interested in. And the way that I figured that out was I got this absolutely amazing segment on PBS with this woman, Joanna Gagas. And I was like ready to go onto this segment, you guys, and like do squats with this woman. Look, I was wearing a freaking Lululemon outfit, and I thought we were going to talk about eating healthy and working out, and she's wearing a really pretty dress, and I'm sitting there like, oh my God, I feel like I'm a moron right now. Because what I didn't know was the lean in for Joanna, the interesting part of why she wanted me on the show was not to talk about how to lose 10 pounds before summer or whatever the hell I thought I was going to talk about. It was Jennifer Leah Gottlieb discusses her work as a Broadway actress and host of VH1's That Metal Show and her role as a celebrity fitness trainer. Right? The lean-in story was the thing that I didn't want to talk about. Yes? Yes. Here's a great example of one of our clients, John Madsen, an ex-NFL player whose CEOs pay up to $30,000 to train them. Here's how I built my online coaching business. That's a lean-in. Is your mind starting to work about the things that maybe you don't necessarily want to talk about, the things that make you relatable, the things that make you different? Those are the things that the media is going to be like, yes. Who here is starting to think right now? Yes? Okay, good. Amazing. Okay, so super duper majorly important reminder while you're thinking about that. Together. Your mess is your message. Yes, yes. Let me give you a couple examples. Who here knows Cody Sperber? You know Cody, the clever investor? Yeah, he's amazing. He's one of our clients. This is an incredible Business Insider article. This was such a good headline. 4 ways to invest in real estate, even if you're low in capital, from the clever investor who went from $30,000 in debt to flipping over 1,000 houses. That's interesting. That's a messier part of his story. I don't think anybody would say they were $30,000 in debt. Because Cody said that, it made him way more relatable to you guys. I want to read that. If I'm like, not doing so hot, this guy was $30,000 in debt. He can show me. He can teach me. You want to be relatable. Nobody likes to look at perfect people because nobody's perfect. You want to be you. I love you guys. Thank you. Okay. Here's another great. So Scott Fulford, we were figuring out like he wanted to be featured in Inc. And we're like, what can we pitch Inc.? And we were thinking about like, what's the lean-in story? We're talking to him, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, you know that I was like $700,000 in debt. And he has this like multi-million dollar business. And he helped other people build multi-million dollar businesses. And he's like, but I wouldn't tell anybody that I was $700,000 in debt because that doesn't, like people are going to trust me. We're like, no, that's exactly what they're going to trust you. Your message is your message. This article came out. So this article was published on May 2nd. And this was a text message to Chris. He said, I did get a private one-on-one client from that article. Chris said, fucking awesome. He said, like $150,000 for the year. Good. Yeah? Yeah. Okay. Super. Major important reminder number 2. 20% of the value is the hit. 80% is what you do with it. Yes or yes? Yes. So many people come to me, you guys, oh, I got an article, but nothing happened. I'm like, what'd you do? Okay. It's what you do with your voice. It's how you amplify it. It's how you leverage it, makes it what it is. You can take a little local TV segment and leverage the shit out of it and make lots and lots and lots of money, lots of sales, lots of credibility, and just lots of momentum. Wants to grow their email list. Anyone want to grow their email list? Yes. Is one of my dear friends. She's one of our clients, and she is the internet marketing guru of all gurus. And this, I love, she amplified this Forbes article, and I'm going to teach you exactly how she did it to build her email list. So pay attention. So she had this Forbes article. She made this really beautiful Instagram Forbes logo and photo, and then she did something really, really smart. Okay? Pay attention. Here's her caption. Here's how you can help me spread this message. So she's incentivizing people to share this. Number 1, share my Forbes feature with your audience. Email, social media, whatever. Share screen your share at a link. Okay? She gave them a place to share it. 3, when you share my feature by Friday, you'll get an exclusive to my upcoming workshop, Planner 2020 promo calendar. And you'll also be entered to win one of 3 memberships to her program. Okay, so here's what happened when people went to share the article. So she incentivized them to share. She got a lot of shares. Here, I got my interview with Forbes. right? They're going to go there to share it. She attached a snip link onto this link. Now, anybody that's going to share this article, how one woman broke through the glass ceiling and built a multi-million-dollar online course empire, is somebody that probably wants to take her quiz. What type of course should I create? So she put a Sniply, and I'm going to show you what Sniply is. You can basically put a pop-up on any link that you want, and that's her top of funnel. That's her email list. So this Sniply, if you guys want to take a picture of that, so you know how to use that. And it will take you right here. What type of course should I create for my business? Her top of funnel into quiz. Boom. She got hundreds of thousands of email opt-ins from that Forbes article. Can I get a round of applause for Amy Porterfield? Dope. I love how she did that. All right. Step number 2. We're going to learn how to write a pitch. You guys ready? So this is what I'm going to teach you right now is exactly what we at our agency use, the exact elements to write pitches that get on national television. You guys have all of the elements that you need. Cool? All right, go. And we're going to go through the 5 elements, and then I'm going to take you through and show you how to show up. 5 elements of a winning pitch. Number 1, news hook relevant to the outlet. Number 2, you're going to sell the topic first and yourself second. Number 3, you're going to bolster your claims with stats, facts, and figures. You're going to provide talking points. And number 5, you're going to stand for something. Very important. Dive into actual. Here's Dan. I wanted to use Dan a lot because I know a lot of you guys know him. So this was an awesome feature that he got actually on a couple of different shows. This pitch did really, really well. This is when TikTok was going to be banned. You guys remember that? Okay, so Dan's a social media expert. So he's the perfect person to go talk about this timely topic that was happening in the news. So here's the actual pitch written by our publicist on our team. And let's go through each element. So number 1 is a timely news hook. Talking about this, we were talking about like what do these producers want? What's their number 1 priority? Somebody tell me what their number 1 priority is. What? Views? Their audience. Their audience, right? They want to create content that their audience is going to get value from. And if it's a news station, what does their audience want to know about? The news. The news. So you need to take what you do and tie it into something timely that is happening right now, whether it is something in the news, whether that is a holiday, maybe it's a celebrity story, whatever that is, something that's happening right now that their audience would want to know about. Okay, so what was happening right now here specifically was in the latest TikTok development, Chinese act user data with a tactic banned by Google, the popular social media apps company is in talk with Microsoft and many other companies, including India's Reliance Industries. That's the timely news hook. I didn't once talk about it yet. I just talked about the timely news hook that their audience is going to learn about. That's happening right now. You guys get it? Cool. Number 2, sell the topic first and yourself second. Again, producers just don't care about you. I'm sorry. So you give them the hook. Then you introduce yourself. I'm great, and your audience really wants to learn from me. No, they don't. They want to know what's going on in the news, and then why can you talk about it? So after we already talked about what timely news hook is, then we say social media expert and angel investor Dan Fleischman can be a talking head for this. Here's a little bit about Dan. Okay? Number 3, use stats, figures, statistics. You want to hyperlink all of them so that they can validate that your claims are real. They want to make sure you know what you're talking about. So here we said, share guidance with TikTok influencers who stand to lose 90% of their income in an Instagram post. It's a big statistic, right? Yeah, it's pretty interesting. I'm leaning in. Okay, number 4 is talking points. So these producers don't have a lot of time. Often they're turning around these segments in 24 hours. You want to make sure that you create the entire segment for them. Voila, talking points. So 4 to 6 talking points of everything that you're going to say in that TV segment or everything that you want to talk about in the article. Just lay it out for them. Number 5, last but not least, please, if you do anything, stand for something. Stand for what you believe in. Don't be wishy-washy, because if you stand for everything, then you stand for nothing. Right? A lot of people can write a pitch and can want to just, be scared of culture, or like want to be on both sides of the coin. Like, oh, maybe some people think this and maybe some people think it's, no. Stand for what you believe in. Here we said, the detrimental effect a ban will have on TikTok influencers. This will be detrimental. A pitch that's wishy-washy and all over the place. Like, well, some people will benefit from this and some people won't. Stand for what you believe in. Can I get a yes? Thank you. Love it. And here's Dan on TV. Like I said, this got on several different networks. It was really amazing. So step number 3. This is how I'm going to teach you how to get in the media in 20 days. I want you guys to pay attention. You're going to leverage your network. And I love Epic Talk so much. And I love Melissa so much because she believes in this with every ounce of her being. And this is how she's built this unbelievable community. And you guys are all in the very best place that you could possibly be right now because you're creating your network. And that's what's going to help you not only get in the media, not only get visible, not only create more credibility, not only create more impact, not only create more legacy, but improve your life. So you're going to leverage your network to get in the media. So the next question that I always get asked is, who do I pick? Okay, I've got my pitch, I've got my LinkedIn story, I've got all my things, my FOMO, I know where I'm going, but who do I pick? How do I actually happen? And I'm here to tell you, somebody that owns a PR agency, you do not need to hire a PR agency to get in the media to start. You don't need to do it, okay? You just need to do what I'm about to tell you. Cool? Great. So this is the Top 20 tool. This tool works 100% of the time if you do it. The key is you have to do it. So who here is committing to doing the Top 20 tool? Before you even know what it is. That's pretty scary, you guys. That's like taking a risk. But we're here to step outside of our comfort zone, right? All right. It works. So what you're all going to do is you're going to create 4 columns on a sheet of paper just like that. Okay? Take a picture. Take a picture. And on the column all the way to the left, you're going to write name. Now, you can use this Top 20 list to anything that you need in your entire life. I'm serious. People have used it to get a husband, a wife, get clients, investors, company. But today we're going to use it. Our goal is going to be to get in the media. So you're going to do a dump list of 20 people. Yes, 20 people, and 20 people, believe it or not, that could possibly connect you to somebody. Now, don't just focus on your Epic Talks network or your Instagram network or your Facebook network. I want you to think about your entire life. People you went to high school with, college with, your cousins, your aunts, your uncles, your brothers, your sisters, anybody that you've ever met. And your brain is going to do 2 things. Number 1, your brain's going to say, I don't know 20 people. Yeah, you do. Open up your phone and look at your contacts, look at your Facebook. You know 20 people. Fine, I know 20 people, but I can't ask this person for anything. I haven't spoken to them in years. Great. I don't care. Write their name down. We're not asking them for anything. Just write their name down. You have 20 people. Then in the next column, you're going to rank that person on a scale of 1 to 10 on how influential they are in getting you what you want. Not how influential they are, like how many Instagram followers they have. How influential are they in helping you with your goal? Then you're going to move over to the next column and you're going to rank that same person on a scale of 1 to 10 on how likely they are to help you. So let's get an example. Girl, good in America. Amazing. Okay, so on scale, your cousin Brad would be a 10 because he's sleeping with her. She should be wanting to help him. Fantastic. Now, how likely to help? He's spoken to Brad's giving, but he's your cousin, so maybe he'd be like an 8. So then he's got a grand total score of 18. Okay. Let's move to the other person. You have a really high-level, amazing client named Susie. Susie was featured in Forbes. So Susie has some kind of Forbes. We don't really know what it is, but she was featured in Forbes. That's great. That Susie gets to be on the list, okay? But she's not that influential. She's like a 6 because she was featured in Forbes. It's not like she was a writer for Forbes or she's the one of the editors at Forbes. How likely is Susie to help you? A 10. You provide immense value for Susie all the time. She loves working with you, so she would be a 16. The other name, Megan Murphy, is, I don't know if you guys know who Megan Murphy is, but she is the editor Women's Day. So she's very, very influential. She would be on my top 20 list. And she would be a 10, editor-in-chief. Pretty big, right? How likely to help? Let's say is your top 20 list. You guys don't know Megan Murphy. Maybe you met her once on Instagram or on whatever, on Facebook, on social media, or I said her name and you got like a connection from me. She's not that likely to help you, so she would be a 2. So that would be a 12. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this list and you're going to sort the numbers from highest to lowest. People with the highest scores at the top, people with the lowest scores at the bottom. This is key because the people with the high scores, these people want to help you. Okay? You're going to reach out to these people and you're going to ask them. Melissa said, you're going to ask them for help. Because let me ask you a question. Do you guys feel good when you care about asks you for help? Feels great, right? When people that I love ask me for help, I feel amazing. I feel seen, right? I feel like, oh, this person sees me, I can help them. And then when I actually help them, it's like the greatest gift ever. I'm like, wow, I helped that person. So every time you don't ask somebody for help, you're depriving them of that gift. So the people at the top of the list are going to ask, but the people at the bottom of the list, you can't ask them for help yet. No, they are not likely to help you because you haven't provided enough value for them yet. So instead of asking them for help when you get to their name, you're going to do one thing to provide value to them. But you're not going to ask them what they need help with. That's like a homework assignment. So I don't want a million DMs after this saying like, Jen, what can I help you with? I don't. Okay, ask me. You're going to get really creative and you're going to figure out how you can provide value to that person. Can you connect them to somebody amazing? Can you share their podcast? Can you buy their book? Can you promote their course? Can you just send them a gift, something creative that you see on their social media? It's so easy to help people nowadays. Just provide value, provide value, provide value until you've created a relationship where that person calls you and they're like, can I please do something for you? It's the law of reciprocity, you guys. It's really magical. I promise you, if you work this 20 list, this is how I built my company. Whatever you want, including getting in the media. Who's still committed? Remember, everybody, 1, 2, 3, you have a responsibility. I love it. I love it. Okay. So if you want to build your top list, and you want to meet more people? So I've got a really dope event that is actually coming up in New York City, and Melissa and I were talking about that. I was like, Melissa, do you think like the Talks people would be a good fit for Fair Advantage Live? It is an invite-only event. You have to apply to attend. We invite over 150 of the top media people in New York City to come and meet with our attendees. It's 3 days. So I wanted to give you guys an opportunity to apply. And I knew that you'd all be a good fit because Melissa said that you would. So you can take a photo of the QR code and apply if you would like to come to New York and hang out with me and a bunch of amazing media people. And I would absolutely love to see you there. So I can't wait to see your opportunity to come in. And that's it, my friends. I'm so grateful I got to share with you today. Thank you, Melissa.
Thank you. Can we give that? How amazing was that? How valuable was that? Oh, my goodness. Let's take a quick picture here. Yes! So thank you. Thank you. Do you guys, anybody has, we could take 2 questions right now before we close out. Anybody has a question for Jen really quick? Nobody? No? No? Hi, beautiful. Come up to the stage.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Panzer-Rohr, and I'm so excited to connect with you. Thank you so much for your speech. It really resonated with me.
Oh, I'm so glad.
So my question is, I somehow naturally did this, and I was just starting out in my business about 15 years ago. So I had the amazing opportunity of being featured on the I've been featured
Congrats.
in Forbes and many of the other top health and wellness magazines. And then Instagram came along. And I totally abandoned print because I feel like the eyes are in social media. And so I'm curious, because a lot of features were in 2016, 2017, 2014, even some of them, leverage that. Now, those features with these bigger brands with the publicity that you shared today.
It's such an amazing question. Who else has older press that they haven't used in a while? Yeah, this is a great question because a lot of people got back in the day and kind of abandoned it. So you're not alone. Leverage the shit out of it now. Like what I do, leverage my media, and I'll still go back and leverage old media by doing this on social media. So I want you to tell stories with it. So it's one thing, I don't want any of you guys to ever post another media feature and say, I'm so grateful I was featured before. Look at me, I was featured in Good Morning America today. Nobody cares. People resonate with stories. So you could take an old, let's say, yoga journal cover or something like that, yoga journal feature, and you could tell a story that would resonate with somebody that follows you. So maybe someone that they are, I don't know, they feel uncomfortable putting themselves out there. And maybe during that feature you were like, oh, I'm kind of nervous about this. You could tell a story just saying, this yoga journal article was featured. I was a completely different person. I was so nervous. I was scared. They interviewed me. I felt like an imposter. Do you ever feel that way? Tell a story and then give a little call to action at the end. But you can, it's not about the feature and then just you have that there, which is the credibility marker, but it's really about the content and the story that you're telling. You could do that with Instagram stories. You could do that with Instagram Reels. You could do that with YouTube. You could do that with an email. You could do that with an ad. So always tell stories when you are amplifying your media because it'll actually make people engage and get to know you and feel like they actually want to communicate with you, not just be like, oh, good for you, you were featured in whatever. So I would bring them all out and tell stories about them.
That's amazing. Can I ask one more little short question? This one's a quick one. How do you actually get the blue check on Instagram? Because you said that someone you apply in the setting. Is it really that easy?
You can, if you've gotten a lot of press, you can. Okay. Yes. So, but you have to make sure that you've got a lot of features. Okay. So, meaning articles all about you. It should be pretty easy. But there are also people that you can hire. But either way, if you hire someone that get it for you, you still have to have all the press. Got it. So, focus. It sounds like you have a lot of it. So.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can we give it up for the two of them? Two gems. Awesome. Thank you, Jen, so much for your knowledge, for your expertise. Once I'm done, I close this in like 5 minutes. Can I get 5 more minutes of your time to present to you the Inner Circle membership to all of you? Yes? Awesome. Thank you. So once we're done here, then we're going to head up to the VIP area to share a little bit more with our speakers before we close this event in the next 20 minutes. So I started the Epic Talks Inner Circle 2 months ago, and it came from a place of need, a place of passion, of wanting to continue to grow with my community and spend more time with them. Now we have the Epic Talks dinners, more intimate. We have the Epic Adventures. We have Mega Yacht Masterminds. And this is literally giving the community an opportunity to 10x your life, 10x your business. And not only that, but you get access to my network. Okay? People like Jen, people like Alex, people like Tyler, people like Aldo, people like Dana White. I have a massive Rolodex of amazing, incredible people in my life that are helping me get to the next level. So this is what the Inner Circle is all about. So think about how many customers and clients you're not getting because you're not part of the Inner Circle. Through this community, you get to find out who are the people that need support, who are the people that need you and your business. Right? This is an amazing opportunity for you guys tonight, and we're announcing the Epic Talks Inner Circle. This is for people that are serious about 10xing your life in the next 6 to 12 months with this community. You get to attend all of the Epic Talks events. You don't have to pay for your tickets. You will be part of the Epic Talks Inner Circle. This is a value of $1,667. You get access to all of the Epic Talks Inner Circle adventures where we're going to be jet skiing, we're going to be going on yacht masterminds, we're going to be bowling, playing top golf, we're going to be to retreat. By performers, this is a value of $11,000. You get access to all of the Epic Talks dinners. Like I said, they're more intimate. You get to build a community with these amazing Epic Talks Inner members. This is a value of $2,200. Access to the private area, Epic Talks members private area, where I will be sharing other networking events that I go to in Miami. The only reason why I have Epic Talks is because I put myself out there. My community puts themselves out there. We get to go to these events together. You'll also be included in my VIP list because I get added to all the VIP lists here in Miami. Hey! Value $5,000. Epic Talks Inner Circle, what you get? You get to attend a full year of Epic Talks events, valued of $1,667. Access to all Epic Talks adventures, value $11,000. Access to the Epic Talks dinners, value of $2,200. Private access area for the members only, value at $5,000. This is a total value of $19,867. Bob Proctor, one of my mentors, Bob recently passed away. There is no more profitable investment than investing in yourself. The reason why I have Epic Talks is because I've been investing in myself for the last 8 years with events like this, with mentors, with coaching. It's so important. There's more to this. There's free super bonus number 1. You get featured on the Epic Talks magazine, which is launching in 3 months. Yes, your business. What does this mean for you? More exposure to your brand and your business. People get to see and find out who you are and what you're sharing to the world. This is a value of $10,000. You get this free. Also, free super bonus number 2. You get featured and interviewed by me on my Epic Talks radio show launching in 3 weeks. Yes. Thank you. What does this mean for you? More eyeballs on your business as well. You get to create content for your social media. I have a media team that will be filming these radio shows. That's a value of $3,000. That's also free. Free super bonus number 3, that you get featured on the Epic Talks website. What's actually being updated. All of the businesses and the members that are signing up or that have been signing up get featured on our website as well. That's a value of $3,000. That's also free. So, Epic Talks Inner Circle, free bonus number 1. Epic Talks free bonus number 2, you get interviewed on the Epic Talks show. And free bonus number 3, your profile on the Epic Talks website. That's a total value of $35,857. So this is a membership invitation for all of you tonight. People who are serious about collaborating with other like-minded individuals and getting ready to expand your life. We had 2 choices. First option, go as cheap as possible and try to sell as many as possible, but it wouldn't be incentivize us to really stack the value. Or second option, requires a little higher investment, but in exchange, we can devote more resources to guarantee your success. That's a total value of $35,867. Tonight, only. Last month was $3,000. Tonight is the last time it's going to be $3,997. 4 monthly payments of $1,146. My team is going to go ahead and pass out some papers for you guys if you're interested in joining this community that's really transforming lives and changing lives. Look at my members that they're all excited. What's up? They got the price for $3,000 last month. This price, how much value are you guys getting from the Big Talks community? Brett, can you come up here really quick? Can you give a quick testimony? Can we give it up for Brett? He's a copywriter and owns a massive copywriting company. Thank you for being here. Can you tell us who you are, what do you do, and what Epic Talks community has done for you?
Absolutely. Hi, my name is Brett. This is my 4th time I've been here. The first time I came, I was really attracted because the price of it was pretty expensive. That's good. I know the rooms can be good people to meet. First event I went to, I signed a client, but that wasn't even the best thing. I started meeting amazing people. I asked Melissa to coffee. She told me about this, and instantly I was like, she's a rocket ship. I need to be a part of this. Since then, I've been able to meet such incredible friends, incredible people that have been able to connect me with more clients, more people to help my business skyrocket, and most importantly, when I needed help, whether it was for investing or just coaching, everyone was there at a snap of a finger, and that is the most rarest thing I've ever been a part of, especially in Miami. This mastermind is one of the greatest things I've ever been a part of, and I highly recommend, because that price is going to skyrocket. Get in now.
Thank you. Can we give it up for Brett? Thank you, Brett. Amazing. If all this did, you signing up tonight, help you promote in your business, would it be worth it?
Yes.
If all this did help you build new business contacts, would it be worth it?
Yes.
Help you get a ton of new and repeat business, would it be worth it?
Yes.
But wait, there's more. One last amazing bonus before we're done here. The first 5 people to sign up today who enroll right now, free super fast action bonus, special yacht mastermind for you and your business, value at $10,000. This is also free. So this is a total value of $45,867. So did you pass out the papers? Yes? Yeah? So anybody who's interested in signing up, we're going to go ahead and to the Epic Talks table right now. So the first 5 people, you get to be part of the mastermind. And if you have any question, I'm here to support you. VIPs, if we can go up there to the VIP table, who's ever interested in speaking with the speakers, the VIP section is going to be on the top. So I want to thank you, everybody, for being here. God bless you. And I look forward to seeing you guys next month.